Hey, welcome to JM Unleashed. Yeah, this is unreal. I've got the thumbnail saying that silver's rocketing through 62.50 per ounce, and I'm actually seeing it 62.79 right now. It just continues to motor on up. 62.77. Welcome in, everybody. It was good to see everyone joining in here while I had this scheduled in advance. Let me just fix one thing here. There we go. So what we're looking at here right now is candles. They're 1 minute candles. So each vertical red and green bar represents 1 minute of trading. It's on a 24-hour clock. So here where it says 2030, that's meaning 8:30 Eastern. And it's going right up to 21, which is right about now, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. So we're watching it on the minute right now, and I'll zoom it out soon. Hey, Silver Patriot, good to see you. Yeah, I know we had Snooks and Neil in here earlier as well. Ideal Eileen TV stopped by too. Always good to see Ideal Eileen. So yeah, I've been watching this just rocket on up here the last couple hours, and I thought, you know what, I'm not gonna do a live stream on it unless it looks like it's gonna break through 62.50, which is back here. So it's done that quite smartly. We'll take that off so it's easier for you guys to see. It's not in the 30s. 62.87. We'll zoom back out. That's more like what the thumbnail looked like. And this is rocking on up. So I don't know if you guys prefer the candles. That's the candles view. Here's the mountain charts. I know some people find that easier to read and watch with the action. Hey, Mind Channel, we've got Mind Channel in the house. Good to see you. For anyone just tuning in, we're checking out the overseas markets trading silver prices, blowing through all-time highs. Every single upward movement here is all-time highs at this very moment. So this is definitely historic. It was only a couple months ago people were saying it'll never hit $50 an ounce, but zoom back out and you will see. Yeah, in 2025, so there's back to the beginning of 2025. It's got silver prices have gone. This is the paper silver prices from $30 per ounce to 62. So we've got over 100% return year to date. We're almost at the end of the year, but that's still spectacular. Hey, 80% junk silver, good to see you. Yeah, apparently it is rocket fuel. Would switch me back. It's the way I didn't like it. That's better, isn't it? Yeah, that's better. Good to see you, 90% junk silver. Oh, I re-highlighted it again. So yeah, this has been fun documenting this ride. I first started getting interested in the precious metals several decades ago, but I never really got into like stacking physical metal until 2016. And we'll zoom out to there. So that's showing, hold on, no, I want it the other way. Yeah, so that's showing 2016 till now, so that's almost a 10-year haul. Um, and fair enough, anyone that's been in the precious metals market that long knows back in 2020 here, when it dropped to like 11 or $12 an ounce, it was very difficult to actually get at that price. Most people did not get it at that price. But we'll zoom out a little bit longer just so you guys can see how monumental this run in the silver price has been and is currently. These candles are now 6-month candles. You too, Silver Patriot? Right on. So in this chart here, 2016 is right around there. And the thing that popped it on my radar wasn't this big drop. It was the fact that it ran up from, like 14 to 18% in a short period of, 14 to $18 in a short period of time. And I was like, wow, that's great. So I started getting into it. And of course, for a couple of years, it did nothing but, almost nothing but drop. But my timing in hindsight was actually pretty lucky. Pretty lucky on that. So now I've just switched this back to daily candles. So this is going back to August. It was as low as 36 bucks an ounce in August. All numismatics before then. Yeah, and I wasn't even really into collecting much of anything before then, but I dabbled in some investments. But yeah, this is great. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add gold to it, so it won't show the price. We can come back to the price. It's going to show the percentage. Yeah, that was good timing, and I did a fair amount of dollar cost averaging, so it was just as well that it dropped. Let's add gold in here, because gold's had a historic run too. I don't have nearly as much gold as silver. That's for sure. Okay, so we'll have gold will be the kind of orange line, and silver will be the blue line. So over that same time period, gold's gone up 27%, and silver has rocketed 64%. And just so it's not like I'm picking time frames, I can zoom out here so you can see pretty much any time frame. Let's go back to the beginning of 2025 again. There you go. So that's pretty much the beginning of 2025, and gold actually outperformed silver for quite a while. Yep, we can add platinum in there too. Let's zoom out with the gold versus silver for a while, because this is notable. So now these candles are weekly candles, but I'll move it back to that. So it's just weekly data points. So this goes back to 2021 now. And pretty much that entire time, from 2021 till now, gold price has been outperforming silver. But silver is definitely doing the catch-up now. It actually looks like they're both at all-time highs. So there, for anyone just joining us, the orange line is the price of gold charted out over the long haul, and the blue is the price of silver charted out. This is now going back to April of 2005. Yeah, we could look at the gold-silver ratio is definitely dropping. Let's zoom this out a little further. We'll go 3-month data points. I like actually using 1967 as a good starting point because that's when all the silver stopped being added into Canadian constitutional silver, but 65 was in the US. So there you go. Yeah, so gold is dominated since the States went off the gold standard. Silver's still just doing catch-up. I don't know, Silver Patriot. I think lots of people are waking up to different things in different ways. But yeah, I'm still seeing everybody like very easily adopting digital, and gold and buying physical gold and silver is something that is catching on, but I think it's catching on really slow here. Go to other countries like India, and it's commonplace there. If you don't have any silver or gold, you got nothing. And the vast majority of wealthy people there are loaded up with gold and silver. Okay, so that's gold and silver. That's a good chart of them. Let's put them on the minute, by the minute here. So now silver will be the red and green, and gold is the orange. We're taking a little pullback now. Definitely nothing to be concerned about, though. Like, all these pullbacks that we've seen, and we saw a couple good ones, were just met with stronger buying. And I'll actually show you what I mean. Right here. It was it was only mid-October that the silver price got smashed from 53 down to 46. So that's like a $7 hit. That was a big hit. So, you got to keep in mind this could very, very easily drop $7, $8, $9, maybe even $10, and could completely recover and keep going without any issue. That sort of pullback is actually a really healthy thing. It's the type of thing you want to see. If it was just going up without any of these pullbacks that we have in here, then it would probably be more of like a flash run and tank back out. But this is looking very impressive. We're at 62.69 per ounce now on silver, and we'll just drop it back to the minute. And then we'll add in platinum. Hey, Snooks. We've got Snooks in the house again. Welcome back. Yeah, thanks for hitting the thumbs up and all that jazz. A lot of people don't hit the thumbs up on my stuff. It's wild. But I've also noticed that on other people too. Typically, if you get 10 or 15% of people hitting the thumbs up, that's probably about average. Okay, so now we'll add platinum in here. We'll put platinum in by request. And we'll change the color on it to red. So platinum will be red for this chart, and silver's blue. So this is the very short-term trading. This is just how they're trading overseas. right now, minute by minute. From about 7 p.m. Eastern till now. That's what that's tracking, and we'll look out a little bit longer here. Okay, so now these are 1 hour data points, which brings us back to about December 4th, and we've got silver up 9.2% and silver's up 1.8. And really, like if you can make 1 or 2% per month, that's a nice rate of return if you're in a low risk environment. But I would say historically, silver and the precious metal, well, silver and platinum are not really considered low volatility. Most people realize their prices can be all over the place. And like gold's taken some big hits in the past too, but out of these precious metals, gold is probably the most stable and certainly the most popular store of wealth. Oh, Snooks has questions for me. Let me see. Oh, yeah, here, hold on. Thanks for letting me know. I wasn't watching the chat as much as I probably should. Oops. There you go, Snooks. Snooks has the questions for my answers. Every breakout is a step on a path already taken. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah, let's put the chat on here for a minute. So that chart there's charting silver and platinum. Hey Barb, welcome in. We've got Barbara Carbonet in the house. Carbone. It is amazing. Yeah, I'm really surprised. So right here we've got the silver being charted as blue and platinum. We're comparing it to platinum now. We've already compared it to gold, and we could do that again. But we'll go a little longer term here, comparing them. So this goes back to the beginning of April of 2024. So it's about a year and 3/4. Silver's up 150%. Platinum's up 84. That's, hey, 84% in under 2 years. That's more than respectable. And it looks like it's just starting to catch on. Platinum is definitely lagging because historically, it's typically been around twice the price of gold. Okay, so that goes back to 2018 now. We've got silver up 300% since 2018, and platinum's up just shy of 100. Just shy of 100%. Hey Snooks, how's it going?
Hi there, JM. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you sound great, actually.
Okay, I'm not too loud.
I can't tell if you're louder than I am. I've got my volume turned down pretty low, but you sound good.
Okay. Well,
I'll keep my eye on the chat now and just see if anyone says someone's louder than the other by a long shot.
Thank you, because Monday night, evidently, I was loud and I wasn't going to the right settings to make myself lower. But anyway.
It happens.
Yeah, I don't know anything about silver. So when you talk about silver, are you talking about silver coins and silver ingots and that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, silver. It's a metal, and so it can be turned into jewelry. So it could be silver rings,
Okay.
or necklaces, jewelry. Yes, bars, coins. like there's silver some of the silver art out there is just incredible.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. So like if is sterling silver real silver?
So sterling silver, it can be different percentages, but the most common is they call it 925. And if it's sterling silver, it'll usually be stamped somewhere, and you'll see 925. But like
Like
it
on
could be,
necklaces and stuff?
yeah, and that means that it's 92%, sorry, 92.5% silver, and then the balance is usually copper. But
Okay.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then I'm sorry, go ahead.
Nope, that's fine. I was saying yes.
Okay, and what about silverware that's silver? Is
Yeah.
that worth anything?
Yes, indeed, it is, and
Okay.
usually that'll be stamped as well.
Well, I'll have to look at it. Because I mainly wear silver. I don't like gold. I wear silver jewelry, silver rings, that kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I have a platinum ring. So, but platinum is not as valuable as silver now,
Wrong.
right?
No, 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 no. Platinum's worth significantly more. This chart here is just showing the performance of the price. It's not showing the actual price.
Hmm.
So I'll show you here. If we go to platinum, yeah,
Well, the only thing I have is a platinum ring, but and it's got a nice diamond in it, which is flawless. But I understand that they don't care about the diamonds; they care more about the platinum.
well, I'll tell you right now, I'd be more than happy to trade you an ounce of silver for an ounce of platinum.
Yeah, but you just told me that platinum's worth more than silver, so I think I know better to say no.
Yes. Yeah, platinum right now is right around 1,659 an ounce.
Yeah,
Give
this
or
definitely isn't an ounce.
yeah.
Wouldn't an ounce weigh a lot on your finger? Trying to think
Um,
about it.
well, most rings are not going to be an ounce.
No.
And when it's precious metals, it's a little bit different than your standard ounce.
Hmm.
Y- Most people are used to working with like grams and ounces, and in a typical ounce, what is it? I think there's 28 grams.
Hmm.
But when it's precious metals, it's called troy ounces,
Mm.
and that's 31. What is it? 31.1 grams.
Yeah, this is also a
So,
filigree type ring from the 1920s, so I don't know if it's going to have that much, the value of the platinum will be that much. But like if I have silverware, I don't even know where I'd take it to sell it or if I should still be holding on to it.
well, I would say if you don't need the money, don't sell it.
Yeah.
Now, but at the same time, some people will get into the coins and the
I'm
silver
muting for just
art
a
and
minute.
ornaments,
I'm
and
sorry, JM, I've got a phone call.
no worries. I'll answer your question at the same time, and then I'll answer it twice if I have to. Um, hey, Steve C, welcome in. Yeah, so some people will sort of transition from the silverware and start getting into the art. But I would definitely say anyone that has sterling silverware, definitely hang on to it. I wouldn't sell that, and the reason is because it's not just silver; it's also practical. And honestly, I would rather eat off of sterling silver cutlery than something that's nickel plated copper, um, you know, or what would it be like stainless steel frequently, which is nickel plated steel. 57 per gram. I think that's he's talking about platinum there. Right, Mr. E. Yeah, and yeah, and that's with everything. And I'm not that astute when it comes to collectibles and stuff. I'm pretty sure if I came across something that was had really good numismatic value or collector value, there's at least a 50% chance that I'd identify that. Um, but yeah, I'm not an expert on that. I know the basics of the metals, and I've definitely looked into, the numismatics and the collector pieces and whatnot, but you know what? There's so much information out there, it's almost impossible to keep up with it. So right now we've got silver did get as high as, what's the high here? 62.89 during this very live stream, and it's pulled back a little bit, but it's still above 62.50. Let's put it back out on the daily so people can see what is actually going on here. That is what's going on here. Let's put that live chat pop out. Yeah, and that was, I don't know, Snooks, if you're still listening or not, because I know you're on a phone call, but definitely good questions. We can zoom out a little more too. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, like, it actually looks like it's picking up momentum too, folks. There we go. That's going back to June of 2018. There's been tons and tons of good buying opportunities. Any of these red candles, or where you had multiple red candles one after another, were good buying opportunities. It's getting tough now. Look, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months in a row of green. That sounds pretty good. Hey, Algo, good to see you. Welcome in. Yeah, we were just checking out the precious metals prices because silver blew through $62 today and then kept running. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So here we've just got 5-minute candles just so you can see. It really flatlined right in just shy of 62. And then we had a nice pop. And then it consolidated. Another big pop. And these are just little consolidations. Like at any given time, it could drop $5-10 an ounce. No problem. So yeah, I'd be cautious, about FOMO, fear of missing out, because the one thing with silver is it's really volatile, and over the course of time, there's usually good buying opportunities. The last one was, really only like a month ago, the end of October, right around Halloween. Boom, you could have been buying in at 47, 48, which, like for me, that even sounds high. But if I hadn't ever bought anything and I was sitting on a ton of cash and I saw the big hit like that, I'd be saying, okay, now is a good time to be buying a little bit. Hey, Blackwatch, welcome in. Good to see you. I can drop the Restream link here again for if anyone else wants to come up. Snooks had some good questions, and then she got a phone call. Yeah, and actually further to that advice, what I'm going to do is add in some moving averages here so you guys can see what I mean. So I'll put in 50-day moving average, We'll make that one green. And 200-day moving average. That's kind of how I look, and we'll make that one. Why don't we make that black? That's a good way to know whether you're getting a good deal or not. Oh, didn't I not make that 200? Wow, that's incredible. So like usually, and that's on the daily. Usually I would say a good time to buy is when the price, which is these red and green candles. In fact, I can even do it that way. So now it's blue. When the price is below the 50-day and the 200-day moving average. And it's been a while since that's happened, but we can take a look. The last time that happened was April of 2025. You know, and there was lots of times in and around here in the early, like 2022, 2023, where it dropped below both. But it's just running now, so to be honest, like anyone that's been in the markets for a long time, and if they needed to take some profits, now is actually a decent time to skim a little bit of cream off the top. You know what, Mr. E, I haven't bought any precious metals in probably over a year now. Like when it started going over 25, 30 an ounce, I was like, you know what, I'm only buying when there's a big smackdown. Which actually served me well. So now, that being the case, and finding it difficult to find an opportunity, what you could do is rather than looking at the daily moving averages, you could look at, say, 4-hour moving averages. Okay, and then rather than making a buy decision based on emotions, you could just plug in, okay, 50 4-hour segment moving averages and 200 400 moving average segments. And there was 2 opportunities. One was October 28th, November 4th, and November 21st are the most recent ones. But yeah, when it starts running away like that, man, like to bring your moving averages back to hourly, it gets crazy. But I know traders will do this, and they'll look at the 50-hour moving average, 200-hour moving average, which we have here, and in fact, they can even go into the minute. There's your moving averages by the minute. Hey, F37, good to see you. Yeah, and that's something that's been brought up by a few people too now, is silver is actually more expensive than an ounce of gold now. Move that back out to the hourly. Like, it's just continuing to move, man. We're currently sitting at 62.72. And I've just added some moving averages in here for effect. The other thing that, I don't know, some people like this. We'll see if you guys like it. Put in a high-low close thing in there. So now the turquoise is the high point, the red is the low point, and the blue is the close for each segment. That's on the hourly. Put it back to by the minute. Right, Silver Patriot, and a lot of people, you know, were very skeptical that we'd ever see $40 silver. Um, Silver Shelby. I'm confident the GSR is going to go down to 50. Yep, I think so too. Why don't we take a look at that? We'll take a look at the gold silver ratio. And for anyone that doesn't know what that means, the gold silver ratio is a way of stating how many ounces of silver it would take to get 1 ounce of gold. And I do not like it when it's on logarithmic scale like that. So this is going way, way back to 1915. I think if we just go back 30 years, that's a pretty good, pretty way of looking at it. Oh, you guys can't see that. Hold on. Does that work? So the highest that, let's even go in closer. The highest we've seen the gold silver ratio go recently was around 114. So that means it would take 114 ounces of silver to get 1 ounce of gold based on their trading price. And welcome back.
I'm sorry, JM. I had a phone call.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. No, it wasn't an emergency phone call. It was who you think it is.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's on his break. He's on his break, so he called.
Yeah. So now what we're looking at is this is the gold silver ratio, which shows how many ounces of silver it would take to get 1 ounce of gold, depending on their prices over time. So back in 2020, 2011, 31 ounces of silver would get you 1 ounce of gold.
30 ounces, okay. So of course gold is more valuable. So on the market, gold is the most valuable?
It's yeah, for sure of the mainstream metals, but like even right now, osmium is significantly more expensive than gold, and there's other metals that are more expensive than gold too, but they're not, the sort of mainstream.
Well, I know that Neil has talked about osmium a lot, but I still don't know what it is.
It's a platinum group metal. It's metal.
And what is it used for that makes it so valuable?
Well, it's not so much what it's used for. Its number one use case right now that we know of is in jewelry because it has such a high sparkle grade to it. It can also be used as a security feature because each piece is so unique. But the number one thing that's making it really expensive beyond those that it's so rare.
Does it look like silver, like a high gloss silver? Is that what you're saying? A high sparkly silver? I mean, it's not a gem, right? It's a metal.
It's a metal.
Yeah.
So, but it's very unique. When it's crystallized, it actually forms crystal structure. which is incredible. I'll show you if you like. I'll show you.
Oh, thank you. I'd appreciate that. Hello,
Uh,
everybody. Happy Wednesday night. I don't know what night it is. Good to see everybody. I'm finding out about silver.
let's see
I had too
here.
many questions to put in the chat.
That's okay.
And who do you like? If I have silver and the jewelry and stuff, the jewelry, I think I have a store I can sell it to. It's a little family owned store. Just haven't ever made an appointment. But who do you sell like the silverware and that kind of stuff to?
Yeah. And so
Because it has to be melted down.
you're asking about that earlier, and my
Yeah.
answer to that is I would hang on to your silverware because not only if it's sterling silver, because
Hmm.
not only does it have the silver content in it, but it's practical too. Silver has lots of antimicrobial, antibacterial, and other type of benefits, which is why really wealthy people used to have, sterling silver silverware.
Yeah, I don't ever eat with it because I just don't think to. And then you'd have to keep it polished. It probably needs to be polished now. And what is that I should be looking for as far as the grade of it?
Well, the stamp on it will tell you
Yeah.
what purity is. If it's sterling,
Okay.
if it says 800 on it, then it probably means that it's 80% silver. If
Mm-hmm.
it says 925, it's probably 92.5% silver.
This is so helpful.
Oh, you're welcome. Here, we'll show you some osmium in here. I'm going to mute
Okay.
this up. This is one of my videos. If you go to my channel and type osmium in the search bar, it will show you the video. So, like, this is actually some of Neil's osmium. The H is made out of osmium, and then the two little squares to the bottom left are as well.
Kind of looks
Uh,
like a highly refined zircon or Austrian crystal. I mean, but it is a metal.
yeah. So
Huh.
those earphones there are inlaid with crystallized osmium. As are those bracelets.
Ooh, those are pretty.
Um, so like they're coming in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. I don't know if you can see there, but that's a violin, top left.
I do see it. I see the
So
heart.
yeah. Um,
So that's the most valuable. So how much does it cost? Like, what's its value now, if you want to say?
okay. Did
Oh,
I
so
show
that
you
you
enough
do
to
put
pick
you could put
first?
it into rings so it looks like a diamond?
Yep. And I
Oh,
would I would strongly encourage anyone that's getting married, wink wink, nudge nudge.
not me,
Uh,
not me.
don't even consider diamonds. They're when you walk out of that store, that diamond's most likely going to be worth, you know, 50% or less of what you paid.
Yeah.
They're diamonds are abundant
Yeah, I was
um,
going to ask you, why have the value of diamonds gone down?
because it's a monopoly and they're abundant, and people are
Oh,
starting to
okay.
realize that.
Okay. Oh, I don't even wear watches, but that's pretty. I wouldn't buy it because I don't wear watches, but it's that's really beautiful.
Yeah, the face of that is an osmium disc, and I believe it's worth around the osmium in that is about 70 grand US.
Oh
There's a
my
good
God.
so yeah, that sucker's probably that one is probably worth like 100 grand.
Where does osmium come from? Is it in the United States or from another country?
Yeah, good question. Anywhere that you find platinum, you'll find osmium.
Where do you
So
find platinum?
yeah, exactly. Very rare. There's some in Canada. There's some in the States. There's quite a bit in Russia. There's
Mhm.
some in Africa. But platinum is incredibly rare, and so
Oh,
the osmium is significantly more rare. So here's the prices as of a couple years ago. Per
whoa.
osmium was $565 per gram in 2017, and then in 2020 it was 873. Then by 2024 it was 1400.
So it comes as a does it come as a stone or come as a metal and then it's refined?
Yeah, it actually starts out when they mine it. It actually comes out as a powder. It gets crushed along with the platinum and everything, and then I don't know the exact process of how they do this, but
It's
they
mined as a
under
powder?
yep under well it's a metal, and it gets crushed. You know, like gold and silver and a lot of the other metals get crushed, and then they get refined, right? And then they get poured um, into whatever. Now, with gold, you can find nuggets. Silver, you can find nuggets, but to find platinum and or osmium nuggets would be very difficult. And actually, osmium in its raw form is extraordinarily toxic. So that makes it even more
Ah.
difficult to get. But it's safe in this crystallized format.
How is it that I've never heard of osmium, but it's like, like I said, I heard of it through Neil. How is it it's just now coming out and more people are knowing about it, but didn't know about it so much then, or did they?
I think it's, hey, big chap, good to see you. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat here. I'm having a nice conversation with Snooks. My understanding is the reason it's just catching on now is because the technology to actually crystallize it and be able to turn it into jewelry like this is fairly recent, like just in the last 5, 10 years. And so now it's being marketed, it's being advertised, and it's being rolled out. So more and more people are starting to know about it.
Yeah, I want some osmium jewelry, but I'll never be able to afford it.
Well, the smallest pieces are affordable. Like the smallest pieces right now, I believe, are around $100. So you could,
Yeah, but if I'm going to wear osmium
but yeah,
jewelry,
getting
I
the
want it to be noticed a little bit. I'm
yeah,
talking 3 carats, okay? For a
yeah,
center
you want
step,
like a
that would be nice.
pound.
No, I don't want
You
to,
want a
well,
pound of it.
no, I don't want to wear a pound on my finger, but I want like a 3 carat middle piece. Although the bracelets were very pretty.
Yeah, I could show you more of them. There's tons of videos on them. There's lots of good information on osmium. I think I've done maybe 3 videos about it. The one I kind of just showed you a couple little clips out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're interested, I'm more than happy to do more show and tell on it.
Oh, well, whatever the chat wants, I mean, don't just do it for me. Whatever the chat wants, I'm happy. I don't like to
Okay.
window shop, so the problem is I look at all this and it's like window shopping. I'm not a window shopper. I just like I see it once, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna want it. And
That's
that's not
that.
a good thing.
Oh, never mind that siren going by. Um,
I almost
okay.
thought I was hearing it outside my house, and I have on headphones.
No, no, it's on my end. What happened here?
I'm used to them. I don't live that far from a highway type road, and so I'm used to the ambulances and fire trucks.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things about um, living in the city, right?
No, I don't live in the city. I actually live in a smallish town, but it's not as small as I thought it was. Um, I think I was in Rune was in a chat. I'm in Indies chat. It was an Indies chat Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm still here. Okay. And we were talking about small towns, and his town is like only 5,400 people, if that it might be 2,300. And I looked up my small town, and it's like 23 to 26,000. So I don't know if it's that small townish anymore.
23 or 2,400 people?
23,000
Oh,
people.
23,000. That's a decent
Ruins was
size.
like 2,300.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but it seems small townish to me. But then we have 3 towns together that's called the Golden Triangle.
Okay.
Don't ask me why.
So this is the
I
all.
have no idea. Maybe because we're so close together and it forms a triangle.
That would make sense.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, so Neil's got quite a bit of information on osmium on his channel. So does Ian. Actually, I'll maybe show you his website. Because he's in the States. He's one of the few American dealers. Here.
I'm hearing music. Is it on your end?
I put a little bit of faint music on. Would you like me to turn it off?
I like it. No, 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 I like it. I just want to make sure I
Okay.
wasn't hearing things in my head. It was actually there.
Yep, it's there. It's there. So this is arcscope.com. He's a precious metals dealer in the States, and he also sells osmium.
Hmm.
I'll put this in the chat
So interesting.
right there.
Yeah, I keep saying every year I'm going to go sell my jewelry and then I just don't, but maybe it's better I've waited.
It is better that you waited. Yeah. So these things come in all
Yeah,
different shapes now.
yeah, Neil has done some really good videos on osmium. Osmium?
Yep.
Osmium. Okay, that's it. Hmm.
Yeah, and
Just
Ian's a great
amazing. I
guy
never
too.
heard of it.
Yeah. It's fairly new. Silver and gold are really the more traditional things, and getting into platinum, even a lot of people haven't even considered investing in platinum. Maybe a little jewelry or something, but um, it's starting to catch on as well.
Um, yeah, but platinum is kind of dull. Of course, then I haven't cleaned my ring in a while. That might be it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it can be polished. It can be
Well, see,
polished.
the main reason I'd want to sell my silver and gold is because I want to have a cash backup to fall back on.
Right.
Silver Shelby stacker. In case anything goes wrong with the banks, I want to have that cash to fall back on. So that's why I think about selling it.
So you would just take the cash and stash it under a mattress or in a safe or something type of thing?
Yeah, I have safes.
I would say if you don't have cash reserves, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I would
Hmm.
say if you don't have cash reserves, that is definitely something to prioritize.
What is
Uh,
cash reserves?
well, like you said, cash in a safe or cash outside of
Yeah.
the, under your mattress, buried under concrete, something like that.
If you say it's under a mattress, then people are going to know it's under mattresses. No,
Right.
I would not do that. I would definitely have a safer place for it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think everybody should have some cash because we've seen it happen in many other countries where there are runs on banks,
Yeah.
or where suddenly they'll say, maximum withdrawals $100 a day type of thing. Doesn't matter how much money you have in there.
I think my bank at one time had it so that you could, and this was through the IRA, and I think it was probably during Biden. I don't know when it was, it doesn't matter. But you
Yeah.
could only transfer so much money out of it for something. I think
Right.
they had like a two or $5,000 minimum. It was like $5,000. That's all you could take out of the bank.
Weird.
And I had to retain an attorney who was $7,500. And in order to get that money to her from my bank, I had to go through a bunch of approval. And
Hmm.
I'm a really good client at this bank, but they passed it through and it went okay. But yeah, it was kind of embarrassing. That's my money. And you're telling me I can't take my money out to do what I want to with it?
That's right. Yeah. And yeah, so that's crazy. And
Yeah.
so a lot of people, if they have a lot of money, they're not going to have all their money at one bank. They're going to be diversifying it through different banks, credit unions, uh, maybe some other financial insurance companies, um, whatnot. It's the old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And I see that in the precious metals community a lot, where people say, I'm going all in on gold, or I'm all in on silver or platinum or whatever. And I think that's a very, very dangerous move. You know, you,
No, I think a diversified portfolio is a lot better
hmm
in anything.
oh yeah,
Whether it's metals, stocks, whatever, you've got to diversify.
yeah. The only exception to that, I would say, is if you have, you're a fly on the wall in Nancy Pelosi's office. Right? In that case, I think that you could go all in on anything that she was going all in on.
Well, this is very true. The unions are now charging, what is it? They're charging fees or interest. I can't remember what it was. I think Indy was talking about it Monday night. Credit unions are now going to start charging something that they never charged before. And I used to have money with a credit union, and it was really good interest. So when I cashed it out, it was good. It was like certificate of deposit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I used to do that frequently, and when you'd cash them out, it was good. I waited. But now they're charging a fee for something they never charged for. And credit unions used to be pretty reliable.
Yeah, they're all going to be different, right?
Hmm.
They're all going to be
I
different.
never realized until recently that banks don't have that money, that they do put it out everywhere else. So like if you want to go in and close out your account, which is not for me, but if they have a big amount of money, then you can't get that money if you want to cash it out.
Yeah, it depends. You got to read the fine print and know what you're doing.
Well,
But
that's
yeah,
the problem. Nobody likes to read the fine print, including me.
so that's why people get scared, because they see. I forget exactly what the ratio is. Maybe someone in the chat knows, but it's a fractional banking system whereby the bank doesn't have to have as much cash deposited as they can lend out. Um, it's
That's what I
something
came
like
to
that.
understand and didn't know that.
For every dollar that's deposited, depending on the jurisdiction, they could maybe lend out $5 or $10. Depends how that's leverage, right?
Totally.
So let's say they're lending it all out on risky car loans, to people that don't have good credit, but they're charging like 15-20% interest to make the money,
Hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if all those people that got the car loans end up not making payment, that can put a lot of pressure on those banks. So even the banks need to be diversified.
Yeah, defaulting.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, banks are scary. Yeah, I never used to think they were. I just used to trust them like I trusted everything else. But yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm
And a lot of
always
them,
learning.
a lot of them are publicly traded, which means you can buy stock in the bank, and it means that they're going for quarterly profits. They
Mm.
can say whatever they want about customer service and this and that and everything else. The shareholders put the pressure on them every 3 months. They want to see profits.
Well, yeah, they should. They should. Um, I will say that under Trump, my interest has gone up on my accounts, so that's nice.
That's interesting because interest rates are coming down, right? So
No, they've gone up. I'm very happy with it. They've gone up twice as much. Not that it's very high, but
yeah,
I think the feds today said that they're. God, I get so confused. There's so many stories out there.
I heard they lowered rates.
Yeah, and what it was going to do for consumers. I need to look at that story.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I
well, it
only
can't be
believe about
good.
5% of what I hear
Yeah,
from
that's
them.
true. I have to see proof of it.
Hmm.
Solid
I think,
proof.
yeah, I think what's more important is to focus on what we're good at and our strengths and building ourselves up. That I think should be like 90% of our focus and 10%, on what they're doing and the news and all that sort of thing. because it can suck you in. You focus on is kind of the direction you head. I think.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, please continue with your stuff. I didn't mean to distract you.
No, you're good. I like the conversation. Um, yeah. So this is still all-time high. Like if we can go back to 1967, and you just don't see a higher point ever. And the
I
funny
used
thing
to
is,
play this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
I was going to say, the funny thing is, it still hasn't kept up with inflation to back in 1967 or 65 even. It's still got a long way to go before it hits that.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I used to play the stock market back when I was married, and because we were doing good, and I played the stock market, and I just went with my gut, and I did pretty good. I enjoyed it, but I
Nice.
don't play the stock market anymore.
It's fun. I look at it kind of like a casino. It is going to be rigged against the average everyday person.
Hmm.
You can get lucky, and I think in the stock market, actually, your odds are probably better than maybe hitting some slot machines or something.
Yeah, I used to love reading the financial section of the newspaper, and I would keep up with the stock exchange on my computer and stuff. And it was just fun, like when some new stock came out, new places would open up and start sharing their stock. I kind of looked at you know, it was more like entertainment places, maybe like Planet Hollywood, places like that. And
Right.
here in Florida, we have a big tourist business here. So looking at that, and then I think not NASA, NASCAR started selling stock. So, I bought stock in those. And then when it hit a certain high and I felt really comfortable and I knew I was going to make a good profit, I just couldn't hold on to it. I just sell it. But it was fun.
It would. Well, what do they say? It's most fun when you're making money, and when you're losing
Yeah,
money, it's no fun.
it was. It was exciting to buy it low and be able to sell it at a good enough profit. So
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of patience for holding on to things or in life, period.
Uh,
I'm
well,
still
most
trying.
people.
I've
Yeah.
been looking at courses on how to be more patient, but I
Really?
just get impatient with them.
I was gonna say you just couldn't wait
I,
to
I
the
do.
fun.
I just get impatient. I go, okay, I got to move on to the another one.
So now, here you go. Algo says I've been looking at mining stocks, and so I think that's another good way, for people that don't have the patience um, with buying the physical metal. If you want something faster moving, um, the stocks you can do even better or worse. But the thing I don't like about it is you're putting your money into the system compared to when you're buying a physical bar or a round or even sterling silver um, cutlery or jewelry. You're actually getting your money out of the system. Hey Tate, good to see you. But that being said, if you look at the mining stocks and compare that to just the price of the silver spot price, you'll see usually they're getting a magnified directional return to what the underlying price of silver is doing.
Hmm. That's something to look into. I actually inherited this silverware. It's not something I would have ever bought. I'm just not that fancy schmancy.
And I don't think people should look at silver as being all that necessarily fancy schmancy. It's something that everybody should have, and I love the idea of passing it down to the next generation. I think at some point in the future, it's going to be very difficult for everybody to have any. It's all going to industry right now. That's the number one demand into technology, solar panels, your iPhones, um, AI data centers, electric cars. all this stuff uses, and military applications use huge amounts of silver. So right now, industry is actually using more silver than what's being able to be mined per year, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I would definitely hang on to that silverware unless you know you're in a real financial pinch. And to answer your question, if you're still there, Snooks, uh, the places that you could sell that pretty easily would be to a local coin shop, or at a coin show, or possibly a jewelry store.
Mm. Well, my jewelry store, like I said, is family owned. That's where I got some of my jewelry. They used to sell silverware and silver pieces and that kind of thing. So maybe they would take the silverware too.
And if not, they would know someone that would.
Yeah, that's true. No, I
Yep.
just mute the mic every now and then so you can do your thing.
Cool. Yeah, not a problem. I'm just chilling here too. Um, I just wanted to document this with the silver. It's not often that I do live streams on the precious metals. I think the last time it was somewhere around $40 an ounce. So it's really had a big run since the last time I did a video on that. Let's actually see.
I'm going to drop off and go in the chat, and then I've got a few things I need to do. But I do appreciate you asking, answering my questions. I think I got most of them out there, and have a better understanding. And the osmium is just fascinating.
Yeah, it is. And always, do your own research. But I've got no problem
Yeah.
answering questions if I think I know a little bit about it. Um, so
I appreciate that, JM, and thank you for everything you do. And the word games, they're just so much fun. I don't look at it as competition. I'm just there to have fun. And like I said in the chat, I'm always surprised when my name gets on the board at any number because I all I do is short words. Everybody can do all the big words. I'm just focusing on the really short four-letter ones. So, but it's a
yeah,
lot of fun.
a lot of people do that. There's some people that are really good at it, and it's tough to compete with them. Like when I'm playing it, I'm trying my darndest, to get as many words as I can. And I
Now you
think
do really good.
most of the people are doing that too. But it's a very very challenging. Hey, Mr. E, good to see you. Have a good evening.
Yeah, I don't even care about the lag-in or anything anymore. Like I said, I'm just happy and I sneak away from doing, other things on other YouTube streams that I'm supposed to be doing. But I just sneak away for a little bit and just shoot some words in there. And I'm always surprised when I come back and see that I've done pretty well. It's fun.
Yeah,
All right. Well, listen, JM, have a great night and thank you for everything that you helped me with. And blessed and happy night to all the chat.
you're welcome, Snooks. Thanks for coming up.
Oh, thank you for putting the StreamYard out so I could come up and ask questions. I will see you again.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay.
Uh, okay, so the last time I did a stream on silver was 1 month ago, and that was when it hit 51.50, and now we're at 62. Okay, so it's been an $11 an ounce increase, and then previous to that was 2 months ago when it hit 47. And 3 months ago when it was at 40. I don't know, like if I do another live stream on this in 3 months, what's the price going to be then? 4 months ago at 39. I'd like to see the one previous to that. Yeah, most of my live streams are these words games. Maybe that was it. Well, there's 2,500 gold. That was a year ago. SBMF. Silver Bullet Mining Corporation up 80%. Really? See if I can find it. I like the name of that, that's for sure. No results found. Why is it not finding anything? SBM CF. There it is. Ah, penny stock. There you go. Algo likes the penny stocks. Yeah. Hey, that doesn't look too bad. So the highest it got on this chart was around, it looks like it opened at 40 cents. Went about as low as 5.5 cents. Recently 25 cents. It looks like it's definitely participating in this rally. Although I got to tell you, I would have liked to have seen it kind of running up a little bit more the last month or so. But who knows? Yeah, like anything can take off. One that I like is First Majestic. First Majestic Silver Corp. Now, this is not a penny stock. This is a more established company. It is a mining company. It's not just in exploration phase. It's at $15.96 right now. It's run by Keith Neumeyer. Very well-known person in the precious metals community. And this is one of those mining stocks that I believe was being suppressed. It was doing, the stock price just kept getting suppressed and pushed down, even up until very recently. Like, it's still not near all-time highs. But it does look like it's starting to catch up and starting to wake up. That's First Majestic Silver Corp. Okay. Yeah, when the prices of silver were getting really smacked down, they actually stopped selling any more silver in the open market. They said, forget that, it's too valuable. There's no way we're going to lose money on it. And that's very cool. Most mining companies won't do that. right? Because they've got customers that are counting on that, but they just said, no, there's no way we're selling it at that low price. Yeah, I'll go. And I remember um, in the precious metals, people saying they were going to sell everything if silver price ever hit $30. Yeah, with a penny stock, like my idea of a penny stock is not to be doing high frequency trades because the volume is low. It would be to identify a penny stock that can become worth $10 in a short period of time. Um, that's what would get me excited. China. The only thing I know about the China decision is last I heard they said they're not going to be exporting any silver to the States, if not selling any to anybody. Take care, Silver Shelby. So, what I want to do here is just take a look at a little bit longer term. These are weekly data points. I'll put it on the mountain chart for a minute so people can see. For those that don't like reading the candles, but the problem with looking at these graphs this way is it doesn't show you the highs, the lows. It just shows you the close. And so by putting it this way, you can really get a better grasp of the actual volatility. And so in doing that, just want to look at these recent pullbacks and show you that it can easily drop from 34 down to 29, which is a $5 hit, or from 34 down to 28, which is a $6 hit. And even more recently, I'll put it like that so you can see this one. From $54 an ounce down to 45. So that was a $9 drop right in here, and that was recent. That was from October 16th to October 28th. What did I say? $8 drop? 54, well, to 47. So a $7 drop. Which means now, because it's higher, something like that would be like an $8 drop from here. So 54, that's what I would say people should be prepared for, is for it to possibly drop to $54 an ounce. I don't think it's going to, but what I'm saying is that would probably be about the lowest that it would. It should be right around here. Also meaning if it dropped from where it is right now to here, that would be the same drop as from here to here. That's a better way of saying it. Past has shown us it can do that, and it is volatile. Okay, cool, Silver Shelby. Here, I'll drop the link one more time if anyone wants to come up, and then I'm probably going to shut this down in the next 10 or 15 minutes. Got the wrong one in there. There you go. I'll go, yeah. I don't know if it's going to drop that much ever again. If I was sitting on a lot of cash, honestly, even if it dropped down to 58, I'd kind of put a little bit of it in there because I'm not like an all in and all out type of guy. Um, I love the idea of dollar cost averaging and smart dollar cost averaging, as Salivate Metal says, which is you buy on a regular basis to begin with, but if it's really running, you just buy less. And if it's really taking a hit, you buy a little bit more. Smart dollar cost averaging. So yeah, at 58, you buy a little bit more. If it dropped to 54, you'd buy a little bit more. But people that have been stocking this for a long time are pretty happy right now. I know there's a lot of people that bought during the last big run, which was 2011, you know, where it went as high as 49, almost $50. Some people say it did hit 50. And they had to wait from 2011. If they went all in, right, and they got the fear of missing out, that's your worst case scenario, is they went all in there and then they never bought anything else again, and they just bought and hold. They literally had to wait until the last 3 months to break even. They've been underwater for 14 years. That is not a cool position to be in. And so I know there's some people right now that are saying, well, wow, there's no way that I'm going to go all in now because it could do that same thing. I don't think that it will, but it definitely could be dropping back here. What did we say, 54? That's definitely not out of the question. Although it looks like the bankers have lost control now. It does look like it's a runaway train. Yep. Yep, that's the whole idea. Yeah, I think that's what I should do. Feel free to post your links or other people's links that you like. Okay. Let's move back to a nice zoomed in view. We're seeing a fair amount of red here in the last couple hours. Definitely nothing to be worried about. Sounds good, Algo. Thanks so much. Always good to see you. I'm just about actually ready to shut this down anyway. We'll close this out with silver at 62.10. So it went way beyond 62.50. It actually, the highest I see it here was 62.89. And we'll shut this live stream down with it. Oh, busting down maybe below 62. It's right around there. But nothing wrong with it breathing. It's been very, very resilient and seems pretty dang good in my mind. Okay, this is perfect. This is how we'll do this. Right like this. Thanks everybody for coming out. We'll see you soon. Have a good night, everyone. Hope to see you all soon. And